And I told you one of the conversations we'll be having is about that visa scandal, which has led ultimately to a statement now coming from government that the President Kufuor has made a decision to suspend the Deputy Minister Pius Enam Hajide and then the boss of the National Sports Authority, that's Robert Safo-Mensah. But one thing that has been dominating the headlines for over the last 24 hours, if not 36 hours, is a lady, we're told she's a top actress. I'm told that she's featured in many movies, Moisha Bodong, and somebody I've missed over the last 2 days, 3 days is Mama Vioso Abwaje. She decided to come today when that is going to be one of the topical issues we'll be looking at. I've known many hard-working women like her and others I've worked with. They put in their intellect to do great things, put up businesses, go to school, be influential in their families, etc. And this interview I thought was wrong. I'm sure Mama V thinks worse. How are you?
Oh, you'll be surprised. By God's grace, I am well enough to come to work
today. You were
so
under the weather.
thank you for the support.
Yeah,
thank you for the support.
My prayers were all for you.
Charlie,
this dawn I woke up to pray because Charlie, I also needed to pray on certain things.
So, you know,
and you were one of my prayer points.
God is watching you.
You were one of my prayer points.
Please don't lie.
God bless.
Good morning to all of you. It's good to be back. And you'll be surprised, Roland.
You have a contrary. You're so cool about it. I said this is what Mama Vioso Abwaje will uphold.
Okay, Fred, please, can we hear exactly what she said?
Okay.
Because I don't see the big fuss. Like, I don't get it. Some people say she talked for Ghanaians in general. But there's some hard realities in Ghana. If you live in Ghana and if you're particularly a woman, there are some harsh realities. Can we, just because I haven't been here for the past 3 days, can I, Fred, take a listen?
Ghana is like our economy is just such in a way that you just need someone to take care of you.
Why? Because you can't make enough money?
You can't make enough money.
As a woman here?
As a woman here. Like, because even when you want to get an apartment, in Ghana you pay 2 years in advance.
Wow.
And I just started working. Where will I get money to pay for an apartment for 2 years?
Are you basically telling me that you're having sex with this guy essentially to pay your rent?
Because he can afford to take care of you. But he takes care of me, my financial stuff, my apartment, my car, my rent, everything.
And Christiana, the same for you?
Well, I'm not dating a married woman.
So you're dating a single man?
Yes.
Who nonetheless can take care of you. And what does he ask of you for that? What do you have to do for him?
Like, to have time for him, make sure you give him good food, and then when he wants to have fun, you make sure you're ready.
What does your man expect of you?
He expects me to be loyal and just to date him only. And give him sex when he wants. Yeah.
And what if you said no one day? He turns up at your house and you got a headache. What does he say?
Okay. So, Roland, what do you say is wrong with what she said? She's talking about her reality in Ghana.
No, I know her reality, but the part where she, for example, responded, the economy is so, it's so hard. That's what she said, I think. It makes it look like because the economy is bad, one, those who are managing the economy don't manage it well. Two, it means that there's a linkage between how hard the economy is and the way our ladies behave before they survive. And I think she should have spoken more for herself.
What, she was talking for herself?
Yes, but
what if that is why the people around her that she knows, the people she's
associated with,
that's what they do. So
well,
so that's her reality right there.
Well,
as a young woman living in Ghana,
I've never gotten that explanation.
It's hard to survive by herself.
Yeah,
she has to sleep with a married man, and she has to be able to afford an apartment. She talks about something very significant, the fact that you have to pay 2 years advance. Tell me that's not true.
Well, that is true.
Yeah.
But
and
that
she's,
is true.
Well, but the other side too is that she's decided to carry herself in a certain way. So she needs something to survive or to maintain what she's got going. But the reality really is that a lot of women go through so much. There are women who are in places now, but there are still men who ask for sex even before, for qualified women. For some women, they have to go through so many hurdles before they can even get to places where it is legitimate for them to be there.
That is the
hardcore
point.
realities.
That is the point of one molestation and then preying on the vulnerable. That is understandable. That is understandable.
Tell me who you would report to and where you would go.
Yeah, but she's not saying that this was forced on her or that she was compelled to.
I think that what we should do really, instead of
I think that's what we have to
crucify the young lady, is look at some of
really
the things.
Oh
yeah. The people who are really being hard on her.
No, I think that opinion is rather divided.
Use the things that she said for a bigger conversation. I mean, she's not the news necessarily, but some of the things that she said are so fundamental, they're really core, and I would love for us to talk about, use those as foundation to maybe there's an opportunity for us to talk about something like that. Ghana is hard, people. Tell me.
Yeah, Ghana is hard.
Yeah. Let's do the newspapers, though. It's not hard to do the newspapers. Let's start off with the Daily Graphic newspaper. Front page of the Graphic, tuna fishing companies halt operations for fear of pirate attacks. Finance Ministry, JICA, to renew bilateral cooperation agreements. Enter into mergers, Council of State saying to particularly the local banks. Tramadol sold near senior high schools seized. That's in the Ashanti region. There was an operation. And then this other story that's also making headway. Deputy Sports Minister, NSA boss, suspended. All these stories in the Daily Graphic newspaper. Where do we even begin from? Let's talk fishing, because we've been having our own conversations on fishing in recent days. So the story says 14 tuna fishing companies have halted the operations in the country's waters for fear of pirate attacks. The development has come about as a result of increased attacks on vessels by pirates in the country's territorial waters since March this year. And the attacks peaked on March 26 with the kidnapping of 3 Korean sailors on board a Ghanaian flagged fishing vessel, the Marine 711, which was hijacked by pirates around Keta in the Volta region. So within the last 3 months, the paper is reporting that Ghana has recorded 5 pirate attacks compared to the 11 attacks between 2013 and 2017. And the fear of similar attacks, and in solidarity with their counterparts, all the 14 companies that concentrate on tuna fishing in Ghana's waters have decided to halt the activities pending, quote, positive assurance from the Ghana Navy that the vessels and their crew will be safe at sea, unquote. So the Daily Graphic did visit they did visit the Tema Fishing Harbour, and they give accounts of that visit in the paper. So I guess the rest is for you to read. There's also a session in the newspaper. I think this will be interesting, where there is an account of the 7th Parliament of the 4th Republic, but dramatic scenes in Parliament. Is by Musa Yahya Jafaru. You might want to make time and read this as well. But let's go to page 3. I think Erastus Asari Donko did cover this story for us. 5,000 tablets of tramadol have been seized from over-the-counter chemical shops sited near senior high schools in parts of the Ashanti region. And then the Ashanti Regional Directorates of the Food and Drugs Authority, which effected the confiscation of the high dosage tablet, has referred 21 shops involved in the sale of the medicine to the Pharmacy Council for investigations and possible prosecution. Erastus did some interview, and I guess we might want to play it later on in the show on this. The center spread. Enter into mergers. Council of State tells indigenous banks. Council of States members are given some advice to local banks, but there's a photograph with the governor of the Bank of Ghana and the center spread of the paper. That's it. So I guess they're also talking about what the banks are fearing because of that recapitalization. The December deadline is just around the corner. We're told that even the 120 million Ghana cedis capitalization requirements, which is what exists now, some of the banks have not even been able to meet. And so the 400 million, some people are crying, is too much. But, there are some lobbying stuff going on. The only person that you can lobby really is the Bank of Ghana or the governor of the Bank of Ghana. I wonder if anybody will be able to do that. So you can read about the Council of State's meeting with the governor, all the details in the center spread of the paper. There's another headline on the side, still in the center spread, which says Bank of Ghana records fraud cases amounting to 244.32 million Ghana cedis in financial institutions. And a total of 1,001 fraud cases were reported to the Bank of Ghana from universal banks, non-bank financial institutions, and rural and community banks in 2016. The monitoring value involved in the cases, successful and attempted, was about 244.32 million Ghana cedis. So you can read about it. But this is 2016. So what happened to 2017? We are in 2018. Back page of the paper, Ave Maria Resort in Tema pulled down. This has been like ongoing for quite some time now, Roland.
Yeah.
The back and forth, I guess, finally. Story by our friend Della Russell Oclu says contractors working in the $1.5 billion Tema Port expansion projects have demolished the Ave Maria Resort and Wellness Center after several years of litigation. A major hospitality facility in the Tema metropolis, the center was pulled down as land reclamation works at the construction site had swallowed a large chunk of the land on which the resort was situated. Oh, and then St. Gregory Hospital welcomes probe into death of 9-week-old baby. Remember the story filed by Jojo Kobna? The hospital is reacting now. They're welcoming the probe because we know the Ministry of Health has set up a committee to look into this.
Yeah, as well as the Ghana Health Service.
But as it has been narrated, I mean, it's really sad. It's really, really sad. I think if it's established that this is exactly how things unfolded, I mean, it would be horrible that people actually go through this in our country. And it's what people can't also understand. Forget about the figure, 500 and something, which to a lot of people is peanuts. But the fact that you can be denied of healthcare because of money, that's unbelievable.
It's a huge problem, and especially it's the patient is an infant.
Yeah.
You know, the patient may have been sent there by the parents, but the patient is an infant.
Yeah.
So that is what even makes it more pathetic, because the infant can talk, can make a decision, doesn't have a choice at all. So it's at that lowest level of vulnerability.
Yeah.
And it got a lot of people thinking that many people, if not thousands, of people have lost their lives because of the inactions or actions of health personnel or health professionals across either public or private health facilities across Ghana.
True.
And the decision has to be made at some point that we need to enforce codes that enjoin professionals to work according to their ethics.
Yeah.
It's a huge problem.
And for every case that is reported, I say that this is not based on any scientific research, but for every case like this, there are about 5 others unreported happening somewhere that nobody knows about, and the people involved keep it to themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sad. Let's go to the Daily Guide, and it has on the front page, Minister fired over visa scandal. It has a picture there of the Deputy Minister for Sports, Pius Enam-Hajide, and then other officials also in hot waters were told. CID calls bluff of NDC MPs, and we know that we're told some additional 2 had been roped into the remaining number of 7.
Thing.
Yeah, and Inusa Fuseni was one of
part of the
2.
list?
Yes, now part of the list. Initially was not part of the list. So we have ex-Maslock bosses in trouble, and Mahama killers respect jurors. But those stories we all know very well. But let's look at the CID. The CID story is basically referring to so that'll be in page 6. Okay, so let's go to page 6. It says the Criminal Investigations Department of the Ghana Police Service has said it has not suspended any investigations into allegation of double salaries received by some NDC former ministers who were also MPs. Now, that response followed a claim by the minority MPs that the CID boss had embarrassed them by inviting them over the subject. A communication issued by the department yesterday indicated that some NDC MPs who were invited over allegations that they received double salaries while they served as either ministers or deputy ministers would again be summoned by the CAD for questioning. 25 NDC MPs were initially invited, and the news was carried by Daily Guide. But the minority in Parliament had a press conference. It goes on and on about it. But let's go to the center spread. Okay.
Are you disappointed or you excited?
That one.
You said let's go to the center spread, and then you said okay.
Oh, it's because Moisha is there again. I thought maybe we'll do something on the VGA. You know, the VGM is tomorrow. So
Yeah, I said it. The vibe is kind of low.
Yeah, so I was thinking maybe
we'll
get
have the
something.
reigning artist of the year joining us.
Yeah, and that's a
we want
good
to find
thing.
out from Jometo what is
we're
happening
doing our
in
best to make sure we keep
what is happening in
flame
the
alive.
last year
Yeah,
as
he-
artist of the year.
I
How
think-
has it transformed?
I think he
his
brought out an
career
album.
and
I
snap.
have a song I bought, a CD I bought on the road. So.
Yeah.
Women offer sex to survive in Ghana. Moisha Bodong. I hope that's. I want to know how to pronounce it.
I hear. Oh, what's his name? What's this guy?
Which of them?
Okay, you continue. I remember.
Mizani, launched in Ghana, is a professional authority for textured hair worldwide. It means they do hair. That is hair extensions, weave-ons, and all that. It's unfair to sue your look-alike, Okreku Mante to Daddy Luma. And the thing I kept saying was that there are a lot of people who try to look like Michael Jackson, Elvis Presley, let's say in the US.
How about the
etc.
fraudulent bits?
Was
If
it
you're
fraud?
using, what I heard, allegedly.
There are people who perform with Michael Jackson's image and they pay nothing to him.
Yeah, but if you go and say that my dad is Daddy Lumba,
Well, that's a point.
fraudulent misrepresentation.
Yeah, that's a point.
And
That's a point.
then you use that
because really he's not your dad. He
to
hasn't
make,
given you
to make money or do
commercial
things from
gains.
people, and
Yeah.
then there's the problem. But if it's just your look-alike, as in Roland Walker, I look like you and I carry myself as such.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay. Well, we have Mariah Carey opening up about her battle with bipolar disorder. She said she's had this for 17 years. That'll be from 2001, I guess. And the singer, according to the story, told People magazine and I'm sure online portals, she was first diagnosed with the condition in 2001 after a mental breakdown, which resulted in her being admitted to a hospital.
Oh, okay.
We know Mariah Carey has sold over 200 million
She's one of the
copies.
few divas we have in the world. She's
Yeah.
an absolute diva.
She still does well. I was watching her show, I think, a couple of weeks ago, and one of the shows, even in her stage, she's
Oh my God, she's royalty.
Yeah, she's good.
She's everything celeb.
She's good.
Yeah.
She's good. Two-Face announces political career.
He wants to be president.
Yeah, we're told.
Nigeria.
Two-Face Idibia has announced, or it's called Innocent Idibia, has announced his decision to go into politics. The celebrated musician, however, did not reveal under which political platform and at what level he will be seeking to actualize his political aspiration. We know that the APC is not really popular in Nigeria right now, so I'm not sure who will want to join the APC.
You can get a popular artist to make her popular.
Well, let's see how it goes.
So it's A plus. I was trying to, when you open the center spread.
Yeah, he wrote something about.
I hear A plus has written a love letter to Moisha, and Eko will pull that up for us, I guess, later on for us to look at exactly what he's saying.
A plus had all that written about.
Let's do the Finder newspaper. Front page of the Finder. ICT is the anchor of New Ghana. Dr. Baumia tells Ghanaian technology experts working at Silicon Valley. FDA seizes 4,000 packs of tramadol in Ashanti region. Consider green infrastructure to address water-related challenges. Another headline on the front page of the paper today. Ghana to launch first exploration licensing round in fourth quarter, according to Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam. Political parties should lead education on MMDCE's elections. That's a call by the local government minister, Alima Mahama. Okay, so these are the front page headlines, the Finder newspaper. There are a lot more stories in the inside pages. Okay, Roland, we've done the Times.
Yeah. And this,
We've done the Times?
We should have. Pious, it's Pious on the front page.
Front page, yes.
Yeah, so we may have.
I don't remember reviewing it though, but basically the same
sometimes when you
stories
see the
on
same name,
same story
same
on there.
pictures.
I think one of the trending stories, two trending stories, I guess, because this whole thing about sleeping with men and getting apartments and things like that hasn't gone away. So it's one of the issues trending very much on social media. But the Commonwealth visa scandal with the deputy minister who's been suspended, and then 3 top officials also recalled. They actually recalled from the Gold Coast in Australia, but they're actually not saying if they are deeply involved in the scandal or not. I think that's what Ghanaians are waiting to hear. Let's finish up with the Daily Dispatch newspaper. Nana B's anger on Efson's polls, bad omen made Kufuor and NPP win in 2004. I guess you have to go back to the text if you're not familiar with the subject to understand what this is all about. Also, deportation from Commonwealth Games. President ensures that heads have rolled. And then a well-located... Okay, no, I'm not sure this is for us. Okay, so really these are the headlines in the Daily Dispatch.
As we prepare, you know that Mark Zuckerberg appeared before the Senate committee.
Yeah, they
so
said
he was asked... He was asked some key questions by Senator Devin Grills. Zuckerberg says... Zuckerberg, would you tell us the hotel you stayed in last night? And then Zuckerberg paused and said, would you be comfortable sharing with us the name of the hotel you stayed in last? That was a question. And he said, no.
That's a tricky question.
No, because you're the owner of Facebook.
Yeah.
But if you message anybody this way, would you share with us the names of the people you message? That's the next question. And he said, Senator, no, I'll probably not choose to do that publicly here. He said, I think that maybe this is what all this is about, your right to privacy, the limits of your right to privacy.
But he didn't think through the question.
And he says, how much would you give away in modern America in the name of connecting people around the world? That was the next question to him. And he says a question basically of what information Facebook is collecting, who they are sending it to, and whether they ever ask me in advance for my permission to do that. And he says that, well, all users need to have control over their information and how it is used.
His own
so
data
they decide
was part of it.
They decide what to send and not what to post. and that's the one who made Facebook what it is, Facebook. And we did I ever hear about how we're told that one of them, either Bill Gates or Steve Jobs, never gave the iPad or whatever it is to his children to use? Yeah, there's some posts like that. Well, anyway, we're just talking social media and all the craziness about the things that we do. That will come to haunt us 20 years from now, you know.
I guess the whole idea is, I mean, we have to be careful, especially if you have children. You have to be careful what you allow them to consume, because even the creators of these platforms don't allow their own children to consume.
No, because they know what they created, right?
What is cooking there. Let's do myjoyonline.com. Visa racketeering scandal. I'm innocent. Suspended NSA boss claims. But there's something at the Ministry of Sports, right?
I think
there should be something at the Ministry of Sport. Not even a change of governments.
It's a word my
make it right.
sons like using a lot. I think the ministry is jinxed. When they say things the same time, they say jinxed. So I think that they've been.
You either have to be a substantive minister or a deputy, and you know that something definitely will happen.
It's as if that you're going to tour a volcano site, and you know that you are either going to fall into the volcano or you're going to survive. So it's one of two. Oh my God. Okay, so this conversation definitely staying with us for a couple more days. In the Central Region, traditional leaders set up fund to develop their community. Government needs $400 million to clean and Cobra River. Is it not this 400? Okay, it's 400 million Ghana cedis that the banks need, right, for the recapitalization. Yeah, they need the Ghana cedi equivalent. They need it in Ghana cedis. This is in dollars. So this one with a current rate, which is 4.6, where we're running into 2 billion.
So the
2 billion Ghana.
the banks can't raise 400 million Ghana cedis. I
Ghana
wonder
cedis.
if the river could raise it in dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can.
All
It's
right.
a government needs. You know, immediately you find the government officials and the departments are giving you these figures, like what they do for flooding and all that. We need 700 million for the floods in Accra, for draining the Odo and creating the good side for it, etc. It means that will never get done.
Yeah.
400 million. This one will never get
But
done.
this is the effects of many years of officialdom looking on while people do something that is illegal. That's the cost of it, really. And this is just one river. And we're told it's because there's heavy mercury content in the river and Cobra. So we've looked on,
It's not
watched
only
on.
mercury. I'm told other chemicals were involved
Can
too.
you imagine?
And they keep leaching into the skin and the organs of many people. So ultimately, there's been a research undertaken by one of the departments of the University of Cape Coast that's indicating that the miners themselves who involve in the galamsey, because
Yeah.
they don't wear protective clothing,
Yeah.
most of them ultimately within a 10-year span develop kidney problems and other liver infections.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, mercury and the other chemicals are just so infectious.
Well, deadly injections. Retired doctor was not officially re-engaged. The Ghana Health Service suspects a breach. A final investigation into the death at the new Century Health Center is yet to be concluded, but 2 preliminary reports point to a possible breach of re-engagement procedure. And it takes something deadly as what has happened for authorities to figure out that there are people also performing, working illegally in our health facilities. Incredible, incredible. Let's move on real quick. We've got sports coming up. Maybe us now can finally, you know. Double salary allegation. Units of Husseini accuses government of discrimination and criminal targeting. I take my suspension in good faith. That's the acting director general of the National Sports Authority. But I hope that we've not, you know, crowded this whole
But they are
scandal,
innocent, I mean, until proven guilty.
Yes, I get what I'm saying is with the suspension, and that's the end of the story. Do you get what I mean? I hope that we are not satisfied with just the suspension, but what really we want is how things unfolded and who are the real culprit, like who is really supposed to be responsible for this. That's what we're looking at. Suspension, good, because you want to clear them so that you can have an open investigation, but definitely get to the bottom of it. And if they are not guilty, we want to see some reinstatement. Not that you suspended somebody and that's the end of it.
Look,
if
at
the
the end of
person
the day,
is not
people's
guilty,
reputation.
exactly, you should be able to come out, same statement as it was issued from the presidency, telling us that after the investigation, so and so person were found not culpable, but however, these are the people, so that, you know, we know. This is another Brazil, right? This is another.
This is another Brazil. Only that this time
That's
it's not.
why
It's
a
not
lot
$3
of us
million
are excited that we're
dollars.
not going to Russia, because if
Yeah.
we're going to Russia,
A lot more.
you should be dead sure that there will be another scandal.
Because those who would want to go to Germany will go through Russia. Germany. And we know that.
okay,
you know.
so I guess we can safely end it here.
Germany for
JoyNews' Joseph Opoku Gakpo honored with Young Leader in Agric Journalism Award. Joseph should become maybe the youngest Agric minister someday.
Yeah.
If some government people are listening, please. This dude is really good and he's very passionate.
I think he has an
agric
undergrad
as
in
well.
biochemistry or
His-
biomedical.
Even
so-
when you take him
so
to parliament, he will still do the agric
I'm
stories
telling
on the
you,
side.
I'm telling you. He's just passionate about his trade. Yeah.
Okay, so this is the story that Erastus reported for us. FDA seizes over 400 unregistered tablets of tramadol. There are many more stories when you go on to our website, myjoyonline.com. I guess this is where we have to end it for now.
For the sports team to come in, they have to give us the latest about how Arsenal nearly became lame, but they came back, drew 2-2, and now they are on to the next stage of the.
Charlie, if
of
they
the
could
Europa
just win the cup.
I think they can.
If they could just win the
I think
cup.
they can win the cup after Manchester
my
United
God.
last season.
If they could just
They can
win
do
it
it.
so
They
that they
haven't
can
won
get into
something
Champions League.
outside
That would be good.
England in years. Yeah.
Okay, so stay with us. Benedict is up next, and then when we come back, we're talking about this issue, right? would you want to join us? Because
We'll see.
it's an all girls panel. We're talking about the situation that's making rounds. Yeah. Or if you have a personal experience, we'd love to hear from it. If there are challenges, if you're a young lady
and you
watching the
depend
show,
on
you have challenges.
Me, for example.
If the young lady in the video was telling the real truth, what exists, please let us know. Yeah.
We're taking a break. Sports is next.